The inspiration for Unbranded really came from the main mastermind behind the whole journey was Ben Masters. He took a ride, he was going to school at Texas A&M, and he rode the Continental Divide Trail with some of his buddies. And being in college, they didn't have a lot of money, so they had some horses, whether they're quarter horses or just whatever they had. And they found out about these wild horses that they could get for little to nothing to adopt them. So they adopted some wild Mustangs, trained them, and found out through that ride that these horses outperformed their other, thoroughbreds or whatever. Ben called me up and wanted to do this trip, and it sounded incredible. I did that first interview with Ben and realized, this guy really knows what he's talking about. He's really smart when it comes to just the open spaces, wild horses, and just the purpose of why he wanted to do this trip. There's this whole issue in the West with ranchers and advocates and public lands and wildlife. And then you have wildlife experts that are just claiming the damage that the overpopulation of horses are doing to the landscape affects the landscape and other wildlife. I knew we were capturing beautiful landscapes across the whole American West, seeing all the, iconic places like Yellowstone Park or Glacier Park or Grand Canyon. It's also just those areas in between that people just don't know about. I'd want viewers to take away from watching this is just an appreciation of what we have in America in its public lands, and it's what we have, for everybody to enjoy. And, it's not to say that you have to get a wild horse and ride from Mexico to Canada, but all the parks that are accessible to anybody, and it's, to not take that for granted, because not a lot of people have that. Hi, I'm Phillip Baribeau, director of Unbranded, and you can watch it here on Documentary Showcase.